Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Will and welcome to Copper Jacket TV. So we need to talk about some disturbing news today regarding confiscation in California. Governor Newsom just signed a new bill into law that expands red flag confiscation in California to an extreme that we haven't seen in any other state. This new law will more than likely double the number of red flags that we see issued. And if you think this is something that couldn't affect you, just keep in mind that in California, simply owning armor is enough of a reason for someone to file one against you. Someone sees you take your carrier from your truck to your house, they don't like you for whatever reason, that's all they need. But that's not the worst of it. With this new law, things are going to get even more out of control. Also, I stumbled across a recent article on bearing arms. It was written by Cam Edwards that sent me down this rabbit hole where I uncovered some, let's just say, unsettling information about confiscation in California. I knew it was bad, honestly, but I did not know it was this bad. And to top it off, it turns out officials in California are unhappy that red flags aren't being issued more often and are calling for people to file even more. One county in particular, who issues more red flags than any other county in the last 2 years, says that they could do a better job of boosting their numbers. It's unbelievable what the people of California have to go through. So let's talk about what this new bill is that Newsom just signed and what county is calling for even more. Now, real quick, if you believe that red flags are nothing more than a backdoor to confiscation, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you want to support this channel, one of the best ways you can do that is simply by hitting subscribe or scanning that QR code and subscribing. It is a great way to not only support this channel, but also let the platform know that people want to see content like this. So thank you to everybody who likes and subscribes. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So in California, and I know a lot of people that live in free states won't get this, but it's easy to feel paranoid or feel closed off or feel like you've been placed in this less than human category just because you own guns. I've met plenty of people who don't want to talk about them openly because so many people in their inner circle are against them. To those people, I always say it's best to just find a new group of like-minded people and remake your inner circle. Join a club, go out to a shop, make new friends with people that have similar interests. You'd be surprised how many good Constitution-loving people are in California. You shouldn't have to worry about being red flagged by so-called friends just because they disagree with your rights. But the problem is that in California, there is a huge group of people who can file a GVRO against you, which is a gun violence restraining order or a red flag. Your neighbor, your roommate, your romantic partner, your spouse, even your girlfriend and your kid's school, law enforcement, family that you haven't even seen in 4 or 5 months. Even your employer can red flag you in California. As long as these people have interacted with you at some point within the last 6 months, they can file. And in California, they do, and they do a lot. Some estimates found that upwards of 11,000 GVROs have been issued in California since the law took effect less than 10 years ago, back on January 1st of 2016. According to Everytown, who broke down the numbers by years, the number is just over 7,000. But that number is still huge. That's 7,000 people who have had their rights stripped away before even being charged with a crime. So the way that it works is somebody who falls into one of those categories that we talked about earlier, hears something or sees something that they don't like. This something could have happened up to 6 months ago, and you haven't seen that person since. They still decide that they're going to file a GVRO against you. They go into a local sheriff's office or a police station. They fill out an affidavit. That affidavit goes before a judge, and the judge determines whether or not he's going to approve or deny this GVRO, revoking your Second Amendment rights. It seems like these days they approve more than they deny. But that's basically the process. Do you notice how you're not involved in that at all? You don't know any of this is going on until you get a knock on the door and they decide that they're going to remove your freedom tools. And during this whole process, by the way, before you've ever been found guilty of anything, you're not even allowed to acquire anything new. So it seems like innocent before proven guilty is pretty much thrown out the window, but this is what the left calls due process. So clearly, these red flags are not only bad, they're unconstitutional and a gross overreach from the government. And let me tell you, they love it. The more people that they can get with these, the better they feel. It's basically backdoor confiscation, and it's happening daily. Well, just a couple of days ago, Newsom signed a new bill, which is AB 1344. And what 1344 does is it starts a new pilot program in 4 counties. These counties are Ventura, Santa Clara, El Dorado, and Alameda. This will more than likely spread statewide at some point, but for now, these 4 counties will have even more power over red flags. That's because the pilot program adds to who can file a red flag against you to include the district attorney. Now, the other terrible thing about this is that all of the data that's collected by this new program will be sent to one of those woke research groups so they can find even more ways to expand red flags. Now, on top of that, we have one of the counties listed in the pilot program that is upset that their GVRO numbers are not higher. And who do you think is calling for the county to boost its red flag numbers? You guessed it. It's the district attorney, the person who is now authorized to file them. Now, there's actually 2 counties in particular that are the worst offenders in California. Believe it or not, San Diego County was the worst offender for a really long time, but they were recently dethroned by Santa Clara County, who has now been on the top for, I believe it's something like 2 years. According to Bearing Arms, Santa Clara alone has issued 41% more red flags over the last 2 years than San Diego. In 2024 alone, Santa Clara County issued 700 GVROs, which is an astonishing number. That's 700 people in the last year who lost their rights, nearly 2 per day, every single day. And to make matters worse, that number doesn't seem to be sitting very well with the district attorney, Jeff Rosen, who has essentially said that they can do better and they need to boost their numbers, and wants to do so by spreading more awareness to law enforcement and others about how to file. These people have been given a green light to remove your rights for the simplest of reasons. Got a firearm? Good enough for them. Like the 2A? That's good enough. Got a bit of a temper, but you'd never actually act on it? Well, that's good enough for them as well, and it's getting worse. So while they spread awareness, I also want to spread awareness about the unconstitutional shenanigans happening in states across this country like California, who have thrown due process in the trash in order to more easily achieve their disarmament agenda. And I just wanted to highlight, for people who don't know, or maybe don't know how bad it really is, it's bad and it affects thousands of people per year. For now, I'm not sure if anyone's really doing anything about it. So, you need to just stay vigilant and choose your friends wisely, because damn, California is out of control. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know about that. I wanted to share this story with you, let you know about the new bill that Newsom just signed, which again is going to make things worse, and just get the information out there, because not many people are going to cover this. So anyway, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thumbs ups are always appreciated, and leave a comment down below. You all have a great day.